pop these together. Whoa! What the So back in the workshop, having perused the fact that why does my glider fly just as well without the winglets on, got me thinking about Prandtl theory. And also there was a new foam came out from Wickes. So I made myself, well, in fact, I've got to be honest with you. I had an HS3 kicking around with some reflex, and I thought to myself, if I have reflex in the centre and then the classic Prandtl wing semicircular, this is a nick gashed one, which I just thought that looked similar to that one. Why don't I make the centre section reflexed and then we go out to the tip as semi-symmetrical, which I cut myself. I've got to be honest here, this is not my best foam cutting and it's taken me a little bit to get used to this material. But I've gashed up so basically that's the root, that's the tip. I'm going to make a plank, no fins. Yeah, I said it. Oh, hang on. This might be NASA calling me to ask me what the hell do I think I'm doing. Anyway, it's only going to go two ways. I mean, the bottom line is, if my theory doesn't work, and I've got a couple of other theories to talk to you about on the way, I'll just stick some fins on it anyway. Right, so I've let that yoo-hoo pour. Time to tack off a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit thin, isn't it, Nick? Crikey. Right, and let's just pop these together. Whoa! What the Might need a whole spar, I think. Right, not a word to anybody, yeah? Look at that, nobody's gonna know. Oh God, mate, what's up here, mate? Right, just had a quick chat to the disaster committee. So I've decided that length of spar, I cut that off, so I'm going to stick that just in the trailing edge. Let me show you. So I'm thinking I'll stick that there and I'll stick that there. Job's a good one. So they've gone in a treat with the milling. I am just debating yoo-hoo pour or hot glue, because I've not tried hot glue on any of this foam yet. So I'll just let the glue gun heat up, and I've got a couple of gash pieces and I'll try it first, but I'm half thinking that yoo-hoo pour might be better. But anyway, so next thing, when we got those glued in, servos. Now we're going to need the servos as far forward as possible, because this is basically where I think the CG is going to be. So I'm thinking, quite wisely, Andy from Angel Wing Design said I didn't want to put them right in here, and he said, well, just go out to as far as the cable goes. So these are these cheap metal geared servos that weigh, hang on a minute, I'll actually tell you. To say, I am making this on the fly as we go, no plans. Christ, 12 grams, that'll help. That's 24 grams up the front. Just what you need, Vicar. Right, so pop that in there like that. I think if I go to there like that, they drop in there like so. I can then cut them into the leading edge. How far can I go? That's the other good thing about it. Right, so I need to come back. I've got to remember, I need to come back about that far. In other words, the servo's going to stand proud. There you go. So if I stand that about there, like so, that's going to give me an idea of where to put them. So I'm going to mill those out to take those two servos. If I do it like that, I can run the cable along there. Oh, try it. If I'd have thought about it, I could have run the cable along the spark. Anyway, I might want to use these again. I don't want to be gluing them in. So I'm going to pop that in there like so. Or no, do it like that because that's where the weight is. So let's do that. Brilliant. How far is that? Let's go along there. Right. Let's call it 220. I'm saying 220 millimeters from the centre. So if I do that, if we say 220 there, like so, and 220 from there, like so. That's where our servos are going in. So if we do that line like that, and we do that line like that, there you go. And we'll whack the servos in like so. Right, so I'm just going to give this hot glue gun a go. I've tried not to allow it to get too hot. Now I'll tell you what. I can hear that making a funny noise in there, so I don't think this likes hot glue. Hello? Oh, wrong number. Yeah. Look at that. Yoo-hoo pour it is then. Right, got my two servo holes in. I bought some really cheap of this, they call carbon weave. It's not even crisscross, this one. I mean, the decent stuff I've got is like this from Scotch. This is no branded, God knows what it's like, but I thought for a bit of fun, because it's experimental, I'm going to use this. Now, top tip, I'm not going to do the whole wing in one piece. I'm going to literally work everything to here in two halves, because I just think that it's going to be better. So I'm just going to start covering this from the trailing edge forwards. I didn't know if anybody wanted to actually watch this or whether they want me to put some music on, but then somebody said they didn't like the music, which, to be fair, I'm not a big lover of stuff like that. So anyway, look, this is all I'm going to do. And I always like to give mine a good old rub, because I believe that giving it a good massage gets the old glue nice and warm. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm finishing this right at the tip. I'm going to leave the tips exposed, and we'll talk about later. Right, so what you want when you're doing this, you want about 5 mil. You want about 5 mil overlap on the next one. No, perhaps a bit more. That one, am I talking about 5 mil? Right. Yeah, 5-10 mil. Depends how cheap you feel you're running. There you go. Don't pull it tight. Biggest mistake people make is they pull it tight when they're putting it down. I've just virtually laid that in place, because if you pull this stuff tight, what will happen is it begins to bow the wing up. Right, quick update. I have covered the wing completely. Blimey, honestly, it's as stiff as a board. It's as stiff as a plank. No real torsion in it. I'm really pleased with that. So just, there you go. Now, I have made myself some elevons. 35 mil, 10 mil. And I have planed it, just 2 bits of gash balsa that I actually laminated together to make them, and I've covered them in again this glass weave tape. So let me just show you. Right, so these are going on, they are chamfered and they are going on there like so. So the next thing is I am going to install these. We're going to whack the servos in, and then all we got to talk about is the CG. It's come together real quickly. There she is. One plank. Weighs in at a humongous 365 grams. I think 165 of that was the weight on the nose, as you'd expect with a plank. Hence the reason most people put a fuselage on it. Yeah, I think it's about 165 grams of lead on the front. I better put my registration on that. Now, let me just show you. So in fact, actually we have, if you look across it, you can see we've got very slight dihedral reflex at this tip. And let me just show you, remind you what we did. At the center is this HS3, not the train, wing section. I had just kicking around. And then I made a Nick Chitty semi-symmetrical jobbly for the tip. So basically that's what we've got. I have no idea how it's going to perform. It's got 2 chances, and one of them is no hope, the other one is going to be Bob. I don't know. Let's just give it a go. I'd like to thank very much Andy from Angel Wing Designs for the custom sticker. Believe me, you're going to see a lot more from the Stinkworks this year. And let's head to the hill.